let's study about the life cycle of flowering plants. The average person may know very little about the life cycle of flowering plants, even though the flowers have been used as symbols, medicines, decorations worldwide, and captivated even the hardest of arts with their beauty. Various parts of flowering plants are also used as food. If you are starting a garden or curious about where the food or flowers on your table come from, this information will be helpful and interesting. Let's see the stages one by one. Seed. Seeds come in various shapes and can range in size from nearly invisible in case of tropical orchids to quite large like avocados. Every seed contains an embryo or a miniature version of the plant, ready to sprout and grow when conditions are right. In addition to the embryo, seeds also contain food for the plant to begin its journey. The beginning of a root, structure and protective outer shell called the seed coat. Some seeds such as lotus can lie dormant for years and still sprout when conditions are right. Others like annual grasses must sprout within a few weeks. Next stage is germination. When conditions are right, the seeds germinates, which means it begins to grow. While different seeds require different conditions to germinate, seeds generally require water and warmth. Some seeds also require light, others must go through fire or even the digestive tract of an animal to begin their germination. Germination begins when, under the right conditions, the seed absorbs water and swells, breaking the seed coat. It then grows a tiny root called a radicle, which anchors the plant and absorbs water. With this in place, it sends a shoot plumule that eventually sprouts above the ground. When this happens, it is called seedling. Next stage is growth. The first leaves of the seedling are called cotyledons. These are actually not proper leaves but nutrients stored that were present in the seed with the embryo. This nourishes the plants as it develops the capacity to harvest nutrients from its environment. Some plants called monocotyledon have only one cotyledon, while others called dicotyledons have two. The plant then begins to develop its first proper leaves called primary leaves. These leaves starts the process of photosynthesis, or turning the energy from sunlight, water, carbon dioxide into sugars, which the plant uses for food. The plant does this by chemicals called chloroplasts. Many plants continue to grow upwards and form new leaves atop of the stem, as well as downwards growing more root hairs. This growth increases the amount of nutrients it is able to gather and help it withstand weather, disturbances from animals and competition from other plants. Next stage is reproductive stage. In the reproductive stage of life, the plant's flowers is fertilized and produces seeds. Flowering. In the beginning of the reproductive stage, the plant grows a small bud. Inside the bud, a tiny flower begins to form, protected by the surrounding sepals. Eventually, the bud opens to travel a mature flower, which is the reproductive plant of the plant. Flowers usually have brightly colored petals or strong scents to attract pollinator. Next is pollination. Pollination occurs when the pollen from the male anther is transported to the female stigma. Some plants can self-pollinate, others require insects, wind, rain, birds and other natural processes to transport the pollen. Plants can also cross-pollinate, which means pollen from one plant is taken to another plant of the same species. This is beneficial because It creates a genetic diversity which makes the subsequent generation stronger and more adaptable. Insects like bees plays an important role in pollination, pollinating plants as they collect pollen for their food. Next stage is seeds mature and release. After pollination, the seeds become reproductive viable. A protective layer called the fruit forms around the seeds. Some fruits are large and fleshy like an apple, others are dry like the white parachute of dandelion. Seeds can be dispersed in diverse ways. The simplest way is to fall to the ground. Many are eaten by birds, animals and transported in their digestive tracts. Others like burdock are structured to stick to passers-by. Still others like dandelion float easily on the wind over long distances. The goal of all plants is to create new viable offspring through seed dispersal. Once the seed arrives at a place where it can germinate, the life cycle is ready to begin again.